Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and DiscoveringBands.com, and I'm here with the band N.A.S.H. How you guys doing today?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing good, thanks. It's good to have you. Now, how did you guys start the band?
Well, me, Brian, and our other member Joe, we're all brothers, and you know, we've been playing for such a long time. What would you say? Like 15 plus years. Yeah. So our parents were all about us playing music, so they were very what's the word?
Well, we were all in the same house, so it was you know, I started playing guitar, and then Jim started playing the drums, and then our other brothers started playing the bass, and we had a three-piece for a long time, and then you know, there was a gaping hole that was filled by Dylan, because we needed a lead player, you know, another singer, you know, someone that we were pleasantly surprised because Dylan had a keen understanding of music theory. He was a songwriter, singer. He wears a lot of hats. So we've had him now. How long has it been?
It's been 6 years.
6 years. 6 years.
It's crazy.
So.
That is crazy. And funny story about when we had gotten Dylan, we found him on Craigslist, and you know, we would all joke about it, but like me, Brian, and Joe were adamant, like, oh, we're gonna try out a lot of guys. We're gonna see, you know, do tryout type deal, right? This kid walks in, he plays one lick, and we were like dead set on him, right? Like we didn't have anybody else walk through the door, because we didn't.
Two people responded to that. but no, it was definitely a love at first sight thing.
Yeah, and it's crazy that it's 6 years now.
I know.
But he's definitely the best.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, what would you guys say some of your common themes of your music is?
I just think we're hard rock all the way, in your face. Each player kind of brings something else to the table. So for me, I started listening to punk rock when I was really young, and I just all around punk listen, you know, fan for pop punk to heavy punk. So when we recorded the newest album, there was definitely some punk rock influence there, and I was happy about that.
What was the question? Oh, yeah. Well, from a songwriting standpoint, you know, it's personal experience stuff, like lyrically, but you know, not so obvious. We kind of, you know, that we have personal experiences on there, and then we mix it with kind of a little bit of storytelling. You know, we also took, you know, some from Shakespeare shit themes, you know, and then kind of, you know, very imaginative themes too. So we're just kind of like all over the place, but with whatever works. When we write, we all get together because, like Jim Bobby said, it all, you know, we all have something different to add. So I think, you know, when the four of us get together, you know, it's better than, you know, one guy, you know, writing a song, then bringing it to the band and then doing it that way. We just kind of all get in a room together and fucking, you know, just flesh it out and until we like how it sounds, and hopefully other people like how it sounds. You want to add anything to that?
I think you pretty much covered it. I mean, we write together for the most part. Most of the songs on the album came together in the basement, you know, practicing. So, yeah.
Yeah, we have a couple. There's a couple of songs that, you know, we'll be like at a show and be warming up, you know, and somebody plays something that's like a riff, and you know that, you know, a couple practices later after we after the hangover, we get together and we're like, oh, what about that riff that you were playing the other night? And you know, we start you know, getting into it that way. But yeah, all of the songwriting, it comes different every time. For us, there's not like one set way to do it. The only commonality is that we all get together in the end and hammer it out. You know, how it sounds when it's recorded is, you know, everybody playing their part, and you know, no one guy writes, you know, the bass and the guitar. You know, every man owns his own piece.
Cool. Now, how did you guys come up with the name for your band?
Well, for us,
Narcissistic.
yeah. So there are periods between each letter, but the name Nash is our last name, so it was easy. But originally, when I was too young, my brother Brian was just getting started. My father was playing drums, and my mother would manage us. So naturally, like my father and I think you came up with the band name N.A.S.H and had the periods in the middle, kind of like an acronym, but for us it was never meant to be anything. It was kind of like a little mystery behind it. Fans kind of interpret it the way they want. So
Everybody always asks, though. So it's like,
Everybody.
It's a nice selling point. It's a nice thing that, you know, people ask what it means, and, you know, we always get to say, well, it means nothing, but
the periods,
with the periods, right? but there are, you know, it's something that generates some talking. So, and you know, it's like Jim Bobby said, obviously it's our last name, and you know, I always say, because Dylan's not our blood brother, but you know, he came in, he's like, you know, like us in a lot of ways, which is I think, you know, it's one of those marriages where we couldn't be with anybody else, you know. It wouldn't work with anybody else. It wouldn't be N.A.S.H without Dylan.
I've ruined everybody else for them.
It's true. He definitely brought some depravity to the mix in some ways. But like I said, I mean, it wouldn't be what it is now without the four of us. So it's just as much a family. The last name thing is, you know, it's how it started, but it certainly isn't just, you know, it's a family in every sense of the word.
Yeah. Originally, we were a three-piece for the length of it, and then until we started early on, starting to figure out that we wanted to record an album, like, you know, fully put it out there and really go at it. That's when we started deciding that we weren't really fitting with the three-piece vibe. We wanted something to add in a little bit more, and Dylan added that for us.
Now, what are you guys currently working on?
You started that.
Well, I mean, we're playing nonstop. We have so many shows. April 3rd, we're going to be at the Chance Theater opening for Trapped and Tantric. It's our second or third time opening for Tantric. But, you know, just playing as much as we can, and you know, support of our album, Incredible Villains. Please pick that up, go buy that. And we're also writing the follow-up to that now. We're, you know, like I said, in the basement. This next album will be the most, you know, I mean, musically complicated that we can do. You know, I know it's a cliche thing to say, but we want to top ourselves, you know, with what we wrote on Incredible Villains. We want to do even better, even bigger. But our thing is live show. I mean, to come out and see us live, you know, and not to get egotistical or anything about it, but you know, everybody always, you know, is complimentary of our live show, and it sells us every time. You know, the Chance Theater up in Poughkeepsie, we started playing there years ago. Now they reach out to us for their big shows. They've asked us to headline before, and you know, like I said, it's our live show that really sells us. And I don't know, what else are we working on? I mean, it's just a lot of live.
Yeah, just playing a lot of shows and kind of in the early stages of trying to write another album.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of content coming up soon.
Yeah, just a lot of kick-ass shit. Like they were saying, the next album is just going to be the greatest album of all time.
Now, I know you play a lot of shows here at the East Coast. Did you like big national tours and shows too?
That we're hoping will come with the follow-up album. With the Incredible Villains, it was a lot about getting our online content up to snuff, you know, because not that I feel like it's a competition, but you want to stick out and always be accessible to people, and you always got to look what you want to sell, and for us, we're just a bunch of guys, fanboys, loving stuff like they live, and our music kind of is like that in a way too, and the people that find our music are a lot like us in many ways. So for our next album, it will be about branching out further and further from the East Coast, right?
Yeah, the tour thing is definitely, it's something that we discussed when we released Incredible Villains. We had a couple of options that were brought to us, and it's a different world now. The industry is a different a game now. It's it's a lot of online content. That's why like what you're doing here, Michael, is like it's gold. I mean, and please, for anybody stumbling on this, check out Michael's other videos. They're phenomenal. But this is the music industry now. Can it thrive this way? I don't know. But if it's not this, it needs asses in the seats. People need to go to the live shows to get out and support local and live music. Is if you don't do it, I hate to sound like an old man or a preacher or anything, but you have to get out there and support your local bands, local music. These guys that are trying to make a living doing this, they need to sell tickets. They need to get asses in the seats. Tours definitely on the table for us, to get out there and play live, East Coast, West Coast, everything in between. But like Jim Bobby said, we're beefing up our online content. So, check all that out. And you got anything to add there? Oh, you're so beautiful.
Now, if people want to find your music, look you up online, how do they do that?
The best way, we have a website, www.nashrox.com. We have a Facebook page, facebook.com/NashVoice. Instagram is @theofficial Nash Band. Yep. And Incredible Villains is the name of the album. I strongly urge anyone that loves rock music to check it out.
Well, it was good talking with you guys, and everyone looked them up.